starvation just don't just fall. You want to get a news update, my brother, don't just fall. You want to know what is happening, my brother, don't just fall. Politicians want to make their decision, just don't just fall. You want to know what happening in the ministry, don't just fall.
Hello, welcome to the program Spoon Talk, your most informative program. Listen to, watch, fellow Liberians. My name is Baron Brown. I'm here tonight. Dr. Richardson, good evening from mine.
Hi, Byron. How are you doing?
Well, I'm okay. Tell God thank you. And I hope everything is okay with you as well.
Yeah, can't complain. Of course, I tell God thank you too. Yeah, can't complain. I woke up today. I can smell, I can see, I can feel, I can hear. So that's really a blessing.
Yeah, and that's the greatest of all. Once you have good life, you just have to tell God thank you for good health condition. And for me, I'm always happy that the rich is here, just for good health.
I noticed that.
Yes.
I noticed that. So I want to just welcome everyone to the show today. Welcome you to Spoon Talk. If you did not share the show already, please go ahead and share the show, and also call your friends so you guys can listen together and discuss the issues. As always, we promise to have a spirited conversation with you. And I know that you're going to enjoy the show. This is your radio station, so definitely just let us know how we're doing. All of those viewers that are in the commentator section, we welcome you as well. And we want you to interact and write down your thoughts and feelings about the show. Um, so today, I understand we have our guest on the show today, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So we're looking forward to our guest. I'll let you see him when he comes in. I'm not going to announce his name because he wanted to uh, keep his, identity until he gets into the station. So yeah. So Byron, what's going on in the country? Let us know, and then I'll welcome some of our guests to the show, our listeners.
Well, we have so many trending news in the country. Uh, District 8 representative aspirant, and by the way, he was defeated a few years ago by Representative Akaras Gray, Rufus Nivea.
Mm-hmm.
He's an aspirant though, and of District number 8, he's proposing that a resolution to be signed. A resolution should be signed by all presidential and legislative aspirants aimed at committing to a 20% reduction in their salaries and benefits. And that's a proposal. According to him, he believes that the fact that you want to run for, contest as a representative or president or senator, you should make a commitment. They all should come together, to agree that yes, our salary should be reduced. So that's a proposal by him. And there are many people who are discussing that today on all of on all of their platforms, and it is also trending now in the country. Additionally, Mr. Alexander Cummings, the political leader of or let's say Alternative National Congress, the ANC, he has expressed frustration over deplorable road conditions in the southeastern region. A few days ago, he visited Maryland County, where he was received by many people, Mr. Cummings. I know you laugh at that, Richardson, but
Yes,
according to him,
I
when
saw
he
it.
came back, when he came back, he expressed his frustration about the bad road condition in the identical part of the country. On the contrary, there are all other people who are condemning him. He's a public figure, though. They are condemning why he used the route of the Ivory Coast, allegedly, because I cannot to indicate that he used the Ivory Coast route to enter Maryland County. You know, political pundits believe he should have used, the main corridor to enter Maryland County. Howbeit these are political times, though. On the flip side, President George Weah, he dedicated new and refurbished buildings for AFL soldiers in what's the name of the area? That's in Margibi County. President George Weah, that's a good news, for our security personnel. And today that program was held, and we saw all of the officers. They were there. Prince Johnson, General Prince C. Johnson, and Daniel Ziagan, and the defense minister. They were all there today. So basically, those are some of the trending news that we have in the country for now. Yes.
That's awesome. I want to just add that I read something that sort of touched my heart today, and it was about the conditions of children in the street in Liberia. The Minister of Gender said that there are over 366,000 children in the streets in Monrovia that are living in such a dehumanized condition. And they said Montserrat had the highest amount of children living in the street. They also mentioned Riverside having 100 children in the street. One of the good things they said, I think it's a start, although I would like to see more of it. They have established, I think the Ministry of Labor
Dr. Richardson, your line is breaking up. I don't know whether it's from my side or from your end. Your line is breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead. Anyway, it is raining in Liberia. So.
Oh wow, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So I was saying that there was news about children in the streets in the paper. One of the papers I read today, and there are over 300,000 children in the streets of Monrovia, according to the Ministry of Gender. And Montserrat has the highest amount of children in the street. I believe they have over 153,000 children. And Riverside has about 100 children in the streets. And one of the good things that they were saying is that they have like safe houses. I think there's 3 safe houses the Ministry of Labor has, and they are going to be using 1 out of the 3 safe houses for children who are in the streets. I think it would be a good thing to get more safe houses, because we're talking about 300,000 children. Just 1 is not going to be good enough, but it's a good start. And they said that they're going to start inspecting businesses that use child labor in their businesses. They're going to be inspecting them and making sure that they don't use children to do chores like, cooking and cleaning and all of those things. So I thought that was really good. And they're also going to be looking around for children that are involved in smoking and drinking and taking drugs. So I thought that was a good start for the Ministry of Gender and the Ministry of Labor. So that was exciting to me. I also have some concerns, Chair Barr, about the logging business in Liberia. I think in Barpaloo, they said that there were logging trafficking going on in that area. People were cutting down our trees, about 60,000 worth of trees, and sending them to Korea. So 2 Koreans were involved, and about 7 Liberians were involved in this scheme of cutting the trees down without having proper papers to ship the trees out of Liberia. I think the trucking company was involved, shipping company was involved, and some Liberians. And so they were just going in the forest and illegally, without getting permit from the Ministry of the Agency of Forestry, the FDA, without getting any permit from the FDA. They were just going to forest and take the trees and then make money from the trees. And these were really good trees that are used to build ship and outdoor furnitures in other parts of the world. So this is how we're losing our resources in the country. This is not the first story I've read about taking logs illegally out of the country. I believe there's another story that happened in Riverside County where a company by the name of, I believe, E&J Company, they went in Riverside and made an arrangement with the community people. They're telling them they were going to build schools and, build well for them, and they never did any of that. They took the people, forests, the logs that are in the forest, and ship it out of the country, and never even built anything in the country. So this is how we are
Mm.
losing again our resources. Our country is so rich, but people are doing things illegally and not paying our government or paying for the value of the logs that is shipping out of the country. So I think that's something that we need to, our government or somebody needs to look into that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Dr. Richardson,
mhm.
can I come in?
Sure, you can.
Yes, thank you. It takes me to, or it brings me to what I want to say, just to add up about the issue of drugs, because you just mentioned about, I think, Zogo or whatever,
Mhm.
the issue of people consuming, drugs. But
Mhm.
I think there's an internal crisis, ongoing crisis in our country, a war in our country. There's a substance. I haven't seen that, but it is called Kush. I have almost 10 videos in my phone, and I'm going to share that with you. Kush. Can you imagine this is now making rounds on the social media? Young people are taking this identical drugs in, you know. I mean, it is so dangerous. And you see babies, they are all standing in the street. When they consume this identical drug, you see them, standing. Some will start running, doing all sort of things. So I just decided to bring this out. What the authority can do, who is responsible, who is bringing this identical substance into the country. Kush. I think it is spelled Kush. Kush.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, we talked about, the spread of drugs in our country not long ago, and I'm sure that this is an ongoing conversation. It, it's really bad because when you're addicted to drugs, to stop, using, and it's really hard. It's one of the hardest condition to treat because the body gets used to this substance, and then when you don't have it, you crave, you want it. That's what you keep on wanting it. And once you take it, you get in an altered state where you sometimes you don't even know what you're doing or where you are, or it's not a good thing. So I'll encourage the young people not to use it, and then I'll encourage there's many stakeholders here that can help our children with this. We call it disease. Basically, it's almost like a disease now. You know, a pandemic that's happened in our country. So there's many stakes. There's legal stakeholders. There's family members who are stakeholders. The people who are bringing the drugs in the country, they need to be arrested and stopped. So there's a lot of different people that should be involved in um, stopping drugs from coming into our country. So yeah, it's a bad thing. It's not good. But if children, if you listen to us, adults, if you listen to us, drugs are not good for you at all because you can get addicted. And once you get addicted, it's hard to stop. Your body gets accustomed to that altered way of thinking, and you always want it. Is really, addiction is not a good disease at all. Even no matter which part of the world you are, it's hard to treat. So don't even try to start it. Whatever you're going through, find somebody to talk to. Talk to friends, family, pastors. But using drug is not the way. Yeah. So Sharon Brown, that's Kush
Mhm.
is bad. Is really bad. Okay, let me
Uh,
just welcome as we wait for um, our guests to come in and other panelists to roll in. As you probably know, they are at work. So let me just welcome some of our guests here, okay? I see, and I'm not going in any particular order. I'm just looking on it to see who's here. Esther Mame Kawulu is here. She's watching from Fargo. Esther, hello, how you doing? Soul Power is here. Uh, thank you. How are you doing? Uh, Tatas T. Ketter is also here. Pay Edward is here. Thank you. Tippos PK Denster. Thank you for being here, Tippos. You always here. Daniel Dennis is here. Moses Kamara is also here. Um, Setiwan Jepar is here. Setiwan Jepar, he's always here too. Thank you for being here. Hashim Famula is here as well. Eden Moore, thank you, Eden, for coming to Spoon today. Francis Weir is watching as well from Pennsylvania. Josepha is watching. Uh, J. Melvin Tarley is watching from Istanbul, Turkey. I really like when I see Spoon in different parts of the world. Sometimes I get thrilled about that. It just tells me how widespread Spoon is. People from all over are watching. Patrick Smith is watching from Gibson Avenue. Gedwa Zeze Flomo is also watching. Alfred K. Say is watching. Thank you for being here, Alfred. Miss Proper TT is also watching. Tokba Alfonso Juti is watching from Johnsonville. Thank you for being here. Moses Gwe is watching from where are you, Moses? I just saw you escape you going. James Ekali is watching from Grand Bassa, Buchanan. Baker Ramsey is from People City. Also, I like to see people outside of Monrovia watching the show too, so that's good. People City is here. Besa Loma is watching from Georgia, New Georgia, Garnersville. Ama Kruma is also watching us. Thank you for being here. Tita Dwe is watching. Tita, thank you for joining us today. Please share the show. Mr. Peter Zeze is watching from Nimba County, Botuo, Nimba County. Mr. Zeze, thank you for being here. Jay Reeves is watching from Japan. Thank you for joining us. And I'm sorry, that name just went so fast. Guys, the thing is just going too fast. I can't even keep track of it. I'm trying to catch it. So let me see, who did I get here? I just went back up to it. Emmanuel Jimmy Bokai is watching from Hinsville City. Thank you so much for being here. Yaya Kamara. Yaya, thank you for joining us. Share the show. If you didn't share already, please do so. Elu Eskane is watching us from Monrovia. Lou Cooper is watching us from Atlanta, Georgia. Lou, thank you for being here. Musu Tom, if it's the Musu Tom that I know, one of my mother's good friend, and my father, her husband was my father's good friend. Thank you so much for joining. I haven't seen you for a long time, but thank you for being here. Sumo Duwana is here watching from Funjima Lufa. Benny G. DeBoss is watching from Buchanan. Ba Abraham is also watching from Thinkers Village. Ba Abraham. Masa Sambula is watching. She says, good evening, folks. Olivia Anderson is watching from Virginia, USA. Robin Sea is watching. She said, I follow you guys religiously from Garnersville. She said, Dave Brickmuff Open Community. Oh, I thought you were saying something. So there's a Dave Brickmuff Open Community. Montserrat County and Vera S.W. Wallace. Vera, thank you for watching. I always see you, your name. Anthony Jala is watching from Funjima, Lufa County. Ibrahim Roberts, thank you for being here. Augustine Tarzo is watching from India. All the Liberians in India, I want to send you a special hello to you. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you being here, every one of you being here today. Ben Way, where we are? I think that's how you pronounce your name. I'm sorry, Ben, if I'm not pronouncing your name right, but you from Chancellor, Arizona. Arizona is in the house. Kathman Fangalo is from Iraq. He's watching. Kathman, thank you for being here. Um, Israel Amara is watching from Kira Street as well, Central Monrovia. Saria White Page is watching from North Korea. Thank you for being here. Master Pace Setter, I'm watching my dear astute sister, Dr. Richardson. Please pronounce my name. Oh, Master Pace Setter, I'm pronouncing your name. I'm calling you. Monica Goa is here. Jesse M. Gay is also here from Barnesville, Liberia. Manchaneson, thank you. She always this Manchaneson, whether it's he or she, they're always here. Watching from India. Favor J. Woods, what we said. Favor J. Woods, we said is watching from Dubai. Thank you for joining us. Garson J. Knight is watching from Dubai. We got two Dubais and people watching from Dubai in the house. Tita Dwe is watching, and Abel Yuma Placky is also watching. Well, I want to tell all of you, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you being on the show. I'm going to bring in Mr. Fagon, who waited until I said hello to all my cousins and friends before he came in. Before he came to the back to the set, because he doesn't want to say hello to you guys. He doesn't want to join me. So let me start the show by saying that. All right, I'm going to bring Mr. Fagon in so we can have a conversation. So you waited for me to say hello to everybody, all my cousins and all my friends. Then you just show up. That's how it is.
Yeah, your best friend at Stanton, why you calling to come with your family? And I have to been blocking me a few days. Y'all been blocking me and passing over my head, y'all too.
Don't worry, you just show up whenever you want to show up and then start making noise.
You call your hair today, so you'll be shiny.
So you just show up and jump into the show.
Yes. You come in there quick, you don't even look as soon as you see Dr. Francine. Anyway. No. You come in midnight yet. But today's show promises to be fiery.
Yes.
And let me greet Baron. Baron, how's the fallback position?
Fallback position is okay. Honorable Minister, how you coming on? The masses headquarters, the people's stadium.
Can I get a list of those who owe you, especially for the root battle you get there? The Beya?
After you're gonna say, can we get the list of the people who endorse Senator?
Welcome.
Yeah.
No. They got one drink to
the Richardson, are you there?
You can hear me, huh, Chairman Barr?
You are clear. You know, the weather is bad in Liberia. You know, the country is abnormal. Whenever the rain falls, it affects everything.
Oh, okay. But anyway, Mr. Fagon was talking about your root battle, something like that. You heard him?
Yes. Yes.
He said,
Mr. Fagon, are you there?
I'm here. How much for a shot of Bayang Betuma?
Which one is Bayang Betuma?
Your root battle ain't got need to your shop.
Oh, root, we won't get it, man. We won't get root for now. By the grace of God, next week was.
I see why the LRA people decided to give you warning, because you never have Bayang there. But anyway, we're here today. I don't know if our guest is around. We're supposed to have a guest today, but I don't know if the guest is around.
Yeah.
But Dr. Francine, I'm here. You say, I thought you're going to talk about the list of the people who endorse President Weah. The only thing I can tell you, it's been the greatest comedy on social media for the last 2 days. That's because you are in the CDC and then you endorse yourself. you marry to somebody, and then they say both of you together on the scene. You know, it's really a tough thing, and it's tough because these are some of the things I would have advised the president against. Sir Joseph cannot endorse President Weah. Dixon Sibo and Akaras Gray cannot endorse President Weah. It's not like that. Morris Setuma can endorse President Weah because he's from the Unity Party. But Morris Setuma knows that he cannot get 10% of the vote in Bomi, not 10. Not even 5% of the vote. Morris Setuma will be jobless in 2024. I don't care what Kumi's carrying him. Ma Ellen walking all around. Jawia put a hand up. In fact, if Jawia is supposed to get 1 vote in Bomi, putting Setuma hand up in Bomi will reduce it to 0.
You should have brought
So
people.
Like Setuma, una Setuma one when the una thing I went with Setuma was a 10 speed and brown shoe. That's it. Setuma didn't carry no human being. Political endorsements should have weight. Like you either a financier, or you are an opinion leader, or you are a statesman, or you somebody. But you in the party, you endorse yourself. It doesn't make sense. Absolutely no sense. I can tell you that starting now. There he comes. Speaking of the devil, shows up.
We can't hear you. We're not hearing you.
Hey, you're not hearing him.
But I'm not speaking, so you're not hearing me.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were
I'm
here.
waiting for you to invite.
I'm waiting for you to invite
me. I'm waiting for you to invite me on. I just do not interrupt.
Right, don't invite. Just let you myself be
talking. I do not interrupt like Fagon. You know, I'm trying to be very, very respectful of the program that Richardson.
It's true, Dr. Richardson. He does not interrupt, but he intercepts.
I do not. I intercept certain things, certain items, flying objects. Flying objects.
Yeah, you're speaking good English here to know intercept and interrupt.
Yeah.
And then you both are intertwined.
Look at that.
Oh, ain't someone be speaking BB boy?
Yeah, be speaking there, yo. Right? You speaking attitude English here, intertwine, huh?
I'm from
Richardson, don't laugh with this
Georgia
man too much, man. Richardson, don't laugh with this guy too much. This guy, I don't know why are you blaming, putting all the things. President, we are saying in his program yesterday, he built roads. The best government since 1847.
Really?
That's what he said. He said the best government. Hey, I think I get dry face.
Okay, but in defense of what he said in the reverse, let's look at it this way. To some degree, he's saying true. Ask me now what is true.
The truth is that it's the worst government since 1822.
The man said, he didn't say worst, he said the best. How is it the best? You gotta look at how he said the best. Eh?
No, but we're gonna come.
Wait. How many auditors die? He says yes. 8 auditors.
But that would not make you the best, though.
But people best are doing certain things, man.
So they are best by killing people.
How you think the men carry war best? By doing what? Playing football.
Playing soccer, yep.
Okay. So if Ellen made people make $150 US monthly, which was the minimum wage, and you made them make $45, who's the best? If people were buying bag of rice during
no, man, we gotta tell our people that let me fair, Dr. Richardson. President, we will play the clip, right? So the president say his government. I want us to understand why we wait for our guests tonight, because we get somebody very surprising coming on. But the mindset of the Liberian people, though, what kind of dry face is that, Dr. Richardson? People they have not gotten paid for almost 6 months. And the president say his government is the best government.
Oh, Eli, were you?
He built empty buildings. He called them hospital. They are not operating. Yes, sir. Thank you. That's it. Thank you, sir. I'll call you. They are not operating, right? Empty buildings. And he said his government is the best government. Children begging with placard, Mr. Cummings, help pay our teachers' salary. We're begging you. And the only thing, President, where I can say I pay WIAC fee. Okay. But go to LU, go to Tottenham High. And the president want to celebrate that his government is the best government. He out of the country for 48 to 51 days. He fly a private jet worth $250,000 per trip. The mindset of this man, and he's saying his government is the best government. We're going to open the phone line, Dr. Richardson, and let's ask the Liberian people It's the Liberian president, Dr. George Manawia. You can give him all the doctoral degree, the honorary degree. Is he in his right mind? Is he okay? Or he was on a little bit of Hennessy XO?
I think the question should be straight. Is he the best president since 1847? Let the people be the deciding factor.
Okay, we will ask that question.
$140 million worth for drugs. Like, you have never seen that kind of drugs before?
Hey, Dr. Richardson, you are free to speak. Oh, don't let her do the thing. Oh. But for the president to say his government is the best government, something is, even those that were sitting behind him was shaking their head. We can play the video. They were shaking their head. Is that, Mr. President, you're wrong on this one.
I tell you,
this is your campaign message. There's something wrong with you.
Top one time, you had
people
Bowman,
die.
Lamco, all the companies in the whole country looking at America. Ghanaians were coming to Liberia to shopping. Guineans were coming.
My man, no, let me hold you right there. Ghanaians in Sierra Leone were sending the children to live in Liberia to go to school.
To go to school.
Yes. To go to school.
We had a Une medical school.
My man, I will hold you right there. As much I was much younger, when they were building, at that time it wasn't NTA, it was M.
Yes.
MTA.
Monrovia Transit Authority.
Yes. And everybody know in Ghanansville, right? When they were building, we were much younger because we live right behind MTA, where you get Zinc. Across from MTA, you know what kind of factory was that? Biscuit factory.
Yeah.
You have sugar factory.
Flour.
You have flour factory.
Then you have Mojako.
I will say this, and people from that place will understand. We used to stay on the road when the people coming from work, right? Dr. Richardson, you were in Beaumont at that time. They used to give us the biscuit. The different biscuit, they used to give it to us. When you hold the bag, Marie biscuit, they would give them a run home.
Wow, Marie Biscuit was produced in Liberia.
My man, yes. Dr. Richardson, for President, we had to lie to the Liberian people yesterday and honor his government on solve the debt. And I was talking today, yesterday I spoke to somebody, please on is that you Fago? I spoke to what's the man name? Peters, the late Fago, what's the guy name? I spoke to his wife. Abba Peters. I spoke to his wife. Yes, I'm going to give her a call. Yeah, we are muted, Fago. You are muted.
The people naming a factory for you. Mattress
I know. Because shoe factory. Yes.
Cow factory. Kano factory.
My man, I said we were picking there. That's what Richard said. My brother used to call me Igor Baby. He would put me on the bicycle. And we'll go all the way down. Why they name the place Chicken Soup Factory?
Zinc Factory.
Why they name it Zinc Factory? Why they name it Chicken Soup Factory? That's our area.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the school.
People
Project School in Stephen Tower Estate. No, let's try to help our Liberians people tonight. People will walk through Chicken Soup Factory, take the bar road to go to Stephen Tower Estate, Dr. Richardson, to attend Project School. I will remember this thing. Lunchtime, we eating. You know the color they used to fry, the carefree color, and all the oil dripping from it. We enjoy ourselves with it. And we come home. My study class teacher name was Roosevelt. Roosevelt, okay, there you don't know your tutor. The children have no after-school program today. They go to school hungry, they go back home hungry. Then, President, we are lying to the Liberian people saying his government is the best. Hey, my people. I mean, let's have that debate all day. Let's talk the issue.
Yeah, something
But go ahead, Dr. Richardson, talk to us, because Beaumont, my father was one of the legal representatives at Beaumont. We know what happened in Beaumont.
Laranco. Laranco is the best speaker.
Yeah. Something happened to our country. Yeah, something happened. Something happened.
Shoe factory. We used to go buy our uniform, and when you buy a uniform from Oreo, that means
forget it. And you gotta press it. You know how you can take the cannon and rub it on your uniform? Then you press it on the cannon. Then it's so straight.
And it's stand on your tricep must stand up on the ground by itself. It must stand
Then
up.
you're telling us that your government is the best government since 1847. President Weah was on Hennessy XO. President Weah was on something.
What? No, that one part you get point today.
But I always get point.
Your sabu here gets on the inside.
No, but I always get point, my man. They don't mess that lying to the people. Then stop lying to the people, man. He have never brought in. Listen. He have never brought in any factory, any.
No, wait. I agree with you. The man web says she's going to bring in hair factory. Allah.
That's true. Yes, she did. She brought in hair. They were all
coming in.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You get her 700,000 every year on the budget. You increasing it. She said she would bring her factory where? She took it to Jamaica. Where's she from? No, not about me. She took the money to Jamaica.
Somebody paid a mansion, somebody paid a capital building, the Bay Information Ministry. Elinkin, the Chinese people paid an extension. You met JFK there. Telecom was still there, you gave it to Letepco. Or the Central Bank, you just met it there. Everything, you met everything. You say your government the best because you build inner city road connectivity with this and that versus this.
Let's talk about the issue that Richardson, don't look at me tonight. Don't look at me. I'm going crazy because President Weah lied to the Liberian people.
No,
since
so I think Joria said laughing. They play.
Come on, man. Since 1847, you have a finance minister. You have a finance minister that created what they call harmonization. Since 1847, your government, the people decreased themselves into the worst poverty ever. Since 1847,
they put about Monserrato group of companies.
You know what you use on your jaw to that place? Companies. Let everybody tell you about microfiche. Have you eaten microfiche? Amen.
Microfiche, Monserrato group of companies.
Don't do this to us. Then the president will sit down. The worst and dirtiest city ever in the history of Liberia, under Jefferson Koji, city of Monrovia. The worst and dirtiest city. When you got Akaris, Mose, Gray, Pupu all on the street.
So remember,
and the president is happy to tell Liberians that his government is the best government since 1847.
What happened to vacation school jobs?
Yeah, man. We did it at the gas station. Let me, you're in Liberia. We did it for a couple of hours because we're on vacation. I remember Jimmy Jodocon. I was telling Jimmy Jodocon, two of my sisters, Mevina and Patricia, we were all in Jimmy Jodocon. My other sister was in St. Michael. My brother. Amen. We will put our 2 sticks in the tire with soap water. We can run anywhere, anytime in the night.
2 sticks in the milk car.
My man, we get on our bus kiriki and we'll run throughout the city. Yes. My child is your child. My children are protected and your children are protected. They will be up on the street 6, 7 o'clock at night. And yes, indeed, the woman in the area, like Manfred and Manpana, Mrs. Bala, they'll say you better go home. They will pull you by the ear and take you home.
Oh,
your man will slap you on the head and say, go home.
Somebody said sour Texas.
Sour Texas. We go in the whole old house.
Yeah.
I can still show you the map. I heard myself on my crazy boom.
But man, come on, man. I live one side of the sour Texas. Half of my butt, I'm gonna leave there.
How can President Weah say, and let's bring in Councilor Lamik Pako on this one. How can the president have a dry face? Dr. Richardson, you know what we used to do? Yeah, I beg you. Y'all got to unmute Councilor Chairman Barrow. You know what we used to do, Dr. Richardson? We used to create and build and do our own soap. We would go behind Zinkiam, children playing. We go fishing, catch crab, catch our duca, catch our. Yeah, man, don't tell us this thing. We live a happy Our upbringing was unique. Now the children cannot be children in Liberia because they got to do forced labor. Honor this government. The lay children and they're sleeping with them.
Yeah.
Honor this government. You know how many of them the president get?
Yeah, so
man, go ahead, Councilor Kwako. Talk to us, my brother. Put us in slow jam.
That Mr. Weird. You know, he's made that statement many times before. I mean, I remember at one point he said he's the best president in the last 100 years. But for him to now extend it back to 1847 or 1822, it's interesting. But anybody who's
read, my friend, man, they made up for your in small current, they made for your.
So for me, ordinarily, I will not even talk about it.
I'm telling you, man, to put the volume up. Your volume is slow. Let him increase the volume, please.
Yeah. So ordinarily, I will not even discuss this issue because it's an information on the face of it that is not true. I mean, for people who did not live in Liberia prior to this government coming to power, for the people who were born probably maybe since 1990 or maybe the mid-80s, I can't remember anything. You can say stuff like that to them, and they probably may believe you. Even though I doubt that they will believe you, because if you compare the government doing Mr. Sirleaf, as horrible as that government was, if you compare it to, you compare the 12 years to the 5.5 years you guys have had, it goes without saying, it defies logic to think that they've done better, let alone going back 100 years. Liberia has had real horrible governments, but this one, you know, it taps everything. The particular group taps everything. So for the president to continue saying that thing that now since 1847 or since 1822, which is 200 years ago, is the best or the best government ever, is a laughable proposition. But again, anybody who's read 1984, if any of you guys have read 1984, George Orwell's book, that's exactly what happens. You know, this the dystopia that book shows, that what they say, they will reduce the chocolate ration, and then in the next news flash, they will say the government had produced more chocolate than any other time before, after they had produced it. Yeah, you read that book, you see that exactly what it is that dystopia, that dystopian logic. That's what I'm not sure whether the president actually really understands the kind of level of politicking or, you know, or mesmerization. I don't know what he really understands. So maybe by accident.
I think, Councilor, anything Samuel Toy tell the president, he believe it. That line in the speech was written by Samuel Toy. Tomorrow the president will come by and say since 1822.
If you give him that excuse, then you're trying to say that he doesn't have any control over himself.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Listen, Councilor. You got to understand me. You got to understand me when I say this to you. What the president said, we have a former deputy minister on this show. He will tell you, if he chooses to tell you. The president, he does not control himself. He only say what people want him to say. You know what the president control? Two things the president control, you must give it to him. His community and the bar. You must give him those things. I ain't going there. You gotta leave me alone on that one. That two things the president have complete control over. Complete control.
You're mad at him.
Anything. Let me say this to you. Yeah, take it like that. The man is a wedio. He's a wedio. I'll come Tabatacho.
I don't understand that language now.
I'm not saying it to you for you to understand. Just let it pass. Those that have ears, let him hear. Let her hear. We can speak bad. The president like cool man, he understand it. Two things the president understand.
What do you play the Met defense? You play the Met defense.
What do you mean? The ma and the community. Anything that have to do with the government, the president care less. Anything that have to do with the people of Liberia, he care less, Dr. Richard said. As evident by the president just don't know what other people have taken pay. because Senator McCain said the IMF promised all 5.8 million would take that one and reallocate it. That's the fact. It's no joke. We are not here just beating Jump. We know who we're talking about.
But how can your government
when
be
you
the
think
best?
When you think Bill Torrey was strong? Because every week, Carrasco would go to Freeport and collect the personal aid team without question.
So how are they accounting? How are they accounting for that?
Now you ask for accounting. Go ask the auditor that died. You will get your answer.
Wow.
But listen, our country is in such a mess.
My thing is this, Lami. Take for instance, Zoga stood up and said, we went to this donor conference. We raised 28,000. We were targeting 13 million. You are targeting 13 million.
13.9.
And you couldn't even raise 100,000 US. But then our partners from the international community put monies together and gave you $1 million last year. Till today, it cannot be accounted for. This year, they gave you another 1 million for the very people that you are giving drugs to, whether directly or indirectly. What do I mean by that? You have been accused of being a part of the drug cartel. You said, no, I'm not a part. Well, then you are the chief law enforcement officer in the country. Protect our youths. You have failed to do that. So indirectly, you are hurting them. And then someone comes out and say, here is $1 million. Let's see if we can give them some treatment and help them out. You clear it. This year, they gave you another $1 million. You clear it. And then you say your government is the best since 1847. Even E.J. Raw, who came over to America to fight for a loan for Liberia. Those days, if you came to borrow 400,000, they will ask you to pay back 500,000 with a 100,000 in interest. If you agree, then they will remove the 100,000 from the 400,000 they're giving you. They will take away the interest. And that's what they did to E.J. Raw. He came to ask for 500,000. They agreed he was going to pay back 600,000, and they removed the 100,000. So he came back with 400,000. And right at the port, while the ship was trying to dock, that's where the argument broke out. How the money became 400,000. That's why you have to be careful when you are dealing with illiterate people and uneducated people, if you like. Because at the end of the day, he's trying to explain to them how the process worked. They said, no, the 100,000 missing. They ran that bugger back into the sea. Ask for your history, they'll tell you. He drowned, and they dragged his body all the way up to that E.J. Raw building. Thus is our history. And at the end of the day, that's the government I'm not praising, but those were the people that were fighting to say, you know what, if you can't tell us the truth, or we don't know what's happening, this is what was going to happen. And here we are today, a sitting government minister confirms that, yes, we got 2 million. Last year, 1 billion. This year, 1 billion. We are yet to receive a dime. And then you mount the podium. You mount the podium and say, my government is the best since 1847. Forgetting that they just arrested you, your government just arrested $140 million worth of drugs. That 11 million went to Wells Rice. We never saw it. The stimulus package is yet to make report. And we can look at things like GSC reports. We can look at the Western Cluster, $14 million waived. We can look at the road fund, $25 million gone. Musa belated debt, all those things. You say your government is the best. Lami, I think the president was joking. I think he was playing. I don't think he was serious. But now, Witherspoon has taken it to a new level, a new high. Witherspoon is not taking that. And the Liberian people, from what we're seeing on the live feed, are not taking it easy too either. They name all the factors they had. And over the last 6 years, they've not even seen one factory. And that's just my 1 or 2 cents.
Eugene, I don't think he was joking. If you hook that man up to a lie detector test right now, I can bet you he will pass. He sincerely believed what he said, even though it's not a reality, but I'm sure he believed what he said. You know, it's a sad reality of our country presently that we have someone as leader who really doesn't care about what happening here around him, who lives in a bubble, who is insulated from all the hardship. Even when he's driving every day and seeing it, but he's still kind of insulated because he's seen a real serious improvement in his own life. You know, so it really doesn't matter how the rest of the people live, you know. So I mean that's a sad reality.
If I go on, Dr. Richardson, I'm begging you. If for any reason, and listen, Liberians, join the show because our guest will soon be in studio. We're having a wonderful conversation. If for any reason you ask Sir Joseph today whether he want to be a sedition, he will going to tell you no. If you can start this thing all over, Sir Joseph will run away. He doesn't want to be a sedition no more.
I believe you.
But he just attached right now to the CDC thing, so therefore he just cannot detach himself. Sir Joseph will travel to the United States of America. I'm using Sir Joseph as an example. He will go around and lobby. People will say your government is bad, but sir, you're a good man. People will say your president is wicked, but sir, you're a good man. You see Sir Joseph fighting, but he cannot fight against himself because he has tied himself to this government. If you ask Sir Joseph today, when there is no CDC, Sir Joseph will change. You prefer being an independent than being on sedition.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, no lie. I know what I'm saying to the Liberian people, but because he's there, and it's either death or life, so Sir Joseph cannot detach himself. You can say, but why he can't? If your life is on the line and your hand is in the lion mouth, you don't want to yell while you're taking your hands out because you know what? The lion going to chop you. I will say this to you. Why you think Jefferson Kojo went and target transport minister? Why is he targeting Musa Ding? Why he going after those folks? It's because he know he's doing the work of President Weah. These guys, they are empty. There's no way to wait. There's no way to give out or to give in. The fact remains is that Liberia needs to be redeemed. That's why I would say to all opposition members, fight a good fight. Surround yourself with a cause. The mindset to win. Do not attack. Do not destroy each other. And time to repair will be difficult. But some of them say, you know what, second round will support Josh Biden. Yeah, support him now. Because you're not an opposition. If you choose to support Joe Manuel, we are second round, go ahead, do so. It's your right. But I'm going to say this to you. For the president to play this, can we put a clip up real quick? Because Dr. Richardson is timing me. She want me to get off. I don't know what I did to her today, though. I don't know what I did to her.
I mean, you got people crying, or some people crying. They say,
my man, what? I'm going to get it.
To catch cold breeze.
My man, go catch cold breeze.
Go inside like chicky.
Go catch cold breeze. My man, I will tell you this. Like I said yesterday, I hope Damo can get that clip ready of the president, Dr. Richardson. I used to play checker. They used to call me Kanji. I would go in front of Jazz Shot. Before going in checker, we get a video. I used to play checker. I was so good at playing checker. I turned around when I started playing chess. They used to beat me in chess. So I used to stay back to my about checker. I used to play checker well. Dr. Richardson will stay on that 0.4 in front Jazz Shop. Just when you take past 1-2, the third sharp on your right, when you're coming from the main road. People from Newington know that place. We used to eat our fried egg with bread every evening and drink our hot tea. Jar wife used to fry the plain tea and the color with pepper. And we used to watch video, go in the video club. We will walk and go all the way to Funde, all the way to Saigon in the night, 2-3 in the morning. Nobody will touch us. Even the people that say they witchcraft in that area, they used to run away from us. They will never touch us. I dare you right now, 8-9 o'clock, go walk there in the night.
Ah, big man.
You know when you used to see people they call Zoko Right across that place, that what they call Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe was Zimbabwe. But on that side, they said no. They think about Zoko flying on the street, people doing drugs. That person, we had them brought this in to the Liberian people. They brought it to the Liberian people, and they using it to enrich themselves. And when the drugs case came up, it went dead. How can we sit here and we allow our country to slip away in the worst poverty of all? How can we sit here and we allow Samuel 12, one man, to lie to the whole nation that he had 25 million mop-up exercise, knowing very well he and Joanna ate that 25 million? How can we sit here and we talk about road fund and the guys that they ate the money, the 16 billion, they walk free and they ate it. And Liberia must rejoice and say this government is the best government since it. No mama to celebrate birthday with her. Look at Bate Yenswa.
Yep, right.
The family will never see him again.
And he left.
Imagine, because they were doing that which was right. Imagine. Look at the group that went to Gloria Mususka's house for document one time. The first time she complained. The second time she complained. The third time they end up killing her daughter and wounding the other. Then you say your government is the best government since 1847. President Weah was high on something and he was drunk on Hennessy SO. Y'all take your show and y'all have a good show.
Before Dr. Richardson come in, let me say something. I don't know about Mr. Cummings, but I would say this. He's not a bad man. He's a good guy. But there is 4 months left for armed robbers, for Zogos, for criminals in general. And I say Zogos because they are Zogos now. But after 4 months, they will be citizens. They will be in treatment facilities. The worst one will be catered for in military barracks. You got a whole military. We're not fighting war. How long will it take you to raid every single ghetto in our country? How long? Whole army over 2,500 strong. As commander-in-chief, I can't wait for the day. There's an old man coming. He's not going to run behind people in the ghetto. No. As commander-in-chief of the armed forces, he will say, in collaboration with the police, the joint security, if I hear or see any ghetto, it means you're not right for the job. See what will happen in Liberia. All of our citizens should be in treatment facility or with some group where we can carry food. But the people who will bring the drugs, they themselves now, they got to find a place to go. Because Liberia is no longer a hub, it will not be a transit hub. Anybody who try it, you will lead to free port. You will float. Now, all I can say, because we are tired. Our country, look at our country. Look at young girls, they look like zombies in the street. All great Liberia that people used to come to. TNIMA, AM Docliatic School of Nursing, the Louis Arthur Graham School of Law. And one man says 1847. Are you kidding me? All the things you see today, as a matter of fact, when we used to go to Lamar Boutique, Lamar, to go buy shoes that we could follow and put in our backpacking, so the girls then could see it. Some people are looking for a battle on the dumper to go to Raleigh Cinema. But at the end of the day, they never used to say, yeah, B-man song or whatever. The other people say battle to Kansai. All of us used to be in the cinema yelling, shine the ball, shine the ball.
No Rauda, no Rivali, no Gabriel, nothing.
Nothing. After 3 minutes, now you shine the ball. We talk different thing. Shine, but everybody will be in there. When we come out, everybody look happy. Today, young men take over the country. You surround yourselves with sycophants, praising you, hallelujah, hallelujah. They can't even do their jobs. Look at all the things that happened with the video leaking all over the thing. You can't even hear a gender minister say anything. Sodomization, rape, sexual harassment, molestation, nothing. At the end of the day, I saw a dedication ceremony. You could see that the soldiers were not happy. We got a clip. You could see that the soldiers were not happy. You go around and say, oh, Billy, you give it to them. They say, oh, thank you. Yeah. That's all. That's it. People are drained, man. People are drained. I don't know if our guest yet.
I don't see him in the studio yet. So we're still waiting.
How can one group of people just terrorize a whole country, kill at will? Like we don't even have army. And you got people you can turn to for help. A.B. Kroma there. Craig Kroma there. Most of the old SS guys and things here, they are here in the States. Call for help. But one inspector general, one small police unit, and tomorrow morning you hear the kill the person, the kill that person. It's totally, it's wrong. And at the end of the day, nothing happens. Then today, Stanton, he got the audacity to go send me something at him. I know they say indictment or wetting. And the people who went to court, I said, standing by that thing and chunk it away. Baguette flour, what they don't put and finish with that thing. What the 200,000 they say they caught from the people? Okay? You said the people money launder. Okay, what the money they launder? All the questions, but after this, someone said to me prophetically, they said, Fagon. No, that mean they said it to me in Stanton. Someone said to me in Stanton today, we're in a conversation conference, and they said to me in Stanton, they say, if we go the way we're supposed to go, Une Sewa 7 will be in the country to take over. Because at the end of the day, there will be no formal or current government official easily that will be let off the hook, but few of them. Here's what it is.
Thank you, Fagon Titi. Not Titi. I'm sorry, Madam Dr. Chinwe. I think we're still waiting for the guest. We're going to see exactly what's happening. We are seeing Gibson Jerry. He's driving though. I'm kind of too afraid to bring folks on when they're driving.
Too dangerous for him.
Yeah, he is.
So if you get to where you are, my brother, we're going to bring you on. It's even a problem having one of you than two. So we'll keep Councilor Lamy here for 9. Beat on him. Councilor Lamy.
If the man is driving safely, what's the problem when he talking on the phone while driving?
There you go. Oh, Councilor say remember driver.
If he has a headset, what's the
will
problem
be
with that?
in violation. In America, you cannot drive while being on the phone.
Even if you're not holding the phone in your hand?
Or you can drive.
But you gotta ask him. You gotta
Bluetooth. Yes.
You gotta tell the man that's why he's in darkness for.
Who put that information onto the public like that? If the law didn't allow it, they make vehicles with those features.
My man, it's not a problem. Your friend not coming tonight. Then you stay home, he's not coming.
The man using Datsun 120 watt.
Let's say that, but who say because his safety or because the law say?
I know in Liberia, Fagon way. In Liberia, you get the 10 full flame. Over here, we tell the man the right thing. So you lead that with my man.
But let me tell the man the car a friend driving. Your friend
does he allow people to drive that way? Or they still
friend
do it?
driving Datsun 120 watt.
Just for his safety, Council. I mean, just in case the show gets heated.
If there are ways you can drive and talk on the phone that will not be of.
Yes, if you got Bluetooth.
But that's it. But how do you know he doesn't have it?
I know that.
Remember, we're not going to waste our time here, but no. Fagon, you got problem. We're not wasting our time with that. Yeah, my man, we're not wasting our time here, but let's move to our conversation.
120 watt. You know what they call Datsun 120 watt?
Okay, guys.
You're driving very old car that doesn't have technology. That's what you saying?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. That's
okay, guys. Let me just hear your thoughts. Since our guest didn't arrive in the studio yet, let me just go around and hear your thoughts for the day. We'll start with Mr. Fagon. Mr. Fagon, what's on your mind today? What's going on?
Hey, Tata Richardson. You know, what happened yesterday is what's on my mind.
What happened yesterday?
I saw a group of people in the water, and then they say, "We are going to swim. We are going to swim." They're already in the pool, and they're announcing to the Liberian pool, "We are going to swim."
You talking about 54 people?
They were not even 54.
So you don't want to be there 54.
They say lawmakers, 54 legislators. They
Mhm.
perform on there. So oh, God, and they join the group. But that's not my point.
Mhm.
How can Sir Joseph, Dixon Sibo, Akara's Gray, Sir Foko, and I got a whole list here, but I ain't even looking at it. How can they endorse Jowia? By virtue of the fact that you are in the party, means that you subscribe to the party ideology, the political ideology of the party, as well as the party's platform. You are in tune with the proper agenda for prosperity and development.
Mhm.
To go and sit on the stage to say you came to endorse President Weah bid for a second term is a mockery of your own understanding of what endorsements are. You are already in the party. If your party decides to run in the next elections and they are fielding a candidate, and that candidate happens to be the incumbent, by virtue of the fact that you are in the party, you took that decision along with the party. They say, "Hey, boy, you're my whole here." They say, "If I go here, boy," and you asking for the beer. They beer, yeah, what play? You know, on my head. The party have already made the man the standard bearer. Then why are you going there to endorse? The man should have been standing up speaking. Should have been Morris Setuma. Because he can step on the United Party to go there and talk Hitabata. But why Setuma hasn't resigned from the United Party, but went to endorse another candidate as a senator, is because Setuma was part of the deal that structured Western Cluster. Not the recent deal. He was part of that deal. It was part of the reason why Ellen fired him first for that money. Then during this government, he surfaced again with that same Western Cluster deal. It was him and Snow that waived that 14 million and several other bad deeds. He went to that program. Even his driver did not go and money crap. So he got no constituency, and that is what is on my mind is bothersome. The Liberian people said, "Yahoo in the legislature, you're the biggest problem." Every day, Lamine Kanye, they say, "Yahoo in the legislature, you're the biggest problem." And then y'all get up, and all of y'all go, y'all say, "We want to continue with giving $11 million rest subsidies and nothing kind of it." We also want to eat the Zogoden money. We also want to reduce your salaries to $45. We also support harmonization and the cutting off of 3 free-day calls. We want more auditors to die. We want to see more children on drugs and more drugs into the country. That's exactly what you are doing. Then the strategy is so poor. Y'all go boast about 56 now. 56. My sister, in conclusion, what I see is mass firing. I can tell you from where I sit, Fonati Kofa will survive. Sir Joseph will survive. It's a prediction. I'm not saying gospel yet. Sir Joseph will survive. Fonati Kofa will survive. 2 or 3 other persons will survive because of who they are. But that group, woe unto them. Chicken set. The people will clear them. They will clear them. They will clear them out. Thank you.
Thank you. Stanton, your thoughts as we wait for our guests?
Yes. Thank you very much, Dr. Francine Special Chinwe Richardson. And again, I want to say thank you to all of our followers. We are having a wonderful discussion because for me to live, like the Bible says, is Christ, and to die is gain. On earth to live, my family first, Liberia second. So I'm fearless. I want to say to everyone, please, don't fall for that. Someone sent me the message, and I think it's true. The three most important things to President George Manneh ever is not Liberia. Liberia is not on that list. I want to ask my fellow Liberian, what are the three most important things? Three most important things you think President Weah so desire? Just, I will wait a few seconds, text, put this in our live feed, and let us know. What are the three most important things since President Weah took over, even prior to taking over as president? What do you think the three most important things to you, to your own? Just let us know from you. Talk to us. The three most important things you think President Weah will just die for. The three most important things, Dr. Richardson, you can use, oh my God. People then saying that thing like, wow. The three most important things you think, the one you call Liberia is not on the list. Liberians, the people of Liberia, are not on the list. And just ask yourself, the three most important things that, but this president is money, he must collect it. Maybe Fagon wanted to consult, but the three most important things, the first one in the man's life is football. It's how he played football, how he become African best, European best, world best. We put that one aside. The second one is the money. And I just want to tell you this, and this is for sure. Hell yeah. It's all the 10-10. They got a bird in Liberia called 10-10. So please don't get it twisted now when we call 10-10. Okay? Because I used to go and you know, hung with my rubber for 10-10. So if you know about 10-10, that's it. So money, he would talk about the football and all his 10-10. I don't know what you guys call community team, but we say 10-10. That's the three most important things to President Joe. Give it to him, he care less how Samuel Twice steal the people money. Give it to him, he care less whether they build the road, they will do 1 kilometer instead of 5. Give it to him, he care less how many people die and whether they have any investigation or not. Given those three things, he care less about children going to school. Dr. Richardson, you're asking me what's on my mind. Give President Weah the three most important things: money, 10-10, and talk about soccer. Not Liberia Lone Star, where he came from. Give it to him, and he care less. How many people die? How many folks going to bed hungry? No medication in the hospital, empty building, LEC, forget it, you will not have it. The three most important things to this president, my fellow Liberians: the 10-10, the money, and he'll tell you about soccer for the rest of his life. That's what on my mind tonight. But I will say this to you before I close, and I know you're going to our brother Lamin or Councilor Pakor. Not this one. Damo, can you put the list of those lawmakers? Can you put the names up? The one I sent you, this one is not too clear. So these are the 40 peoples, right? Dr. Richardson? Is there any stranger, somebody in this group that you don't know about? How can you put Thomas Farah name down and say he's going to endorse the president? Thomas Farah. How can you put Akaris name down on? Come on, man. Come on.
We should read all of them so Liberian people should know who these people are.
Yeah, but to me, it's just stupid. I'm sorry, it's silly. Bofo Chimba, Fonati Kofa, Akaris Mose Gray, Thomas Farah, Judy Weah, Isaac Rowland, Matthew Joe, Rosanna Shirk, Haja Fatah Seyo, Gopu Kango, Matthew Zaza, Mary Kao, Mambu Soni, Johnson Guacoli, Melvin Cole, Dixon Sibo, Bishop Mane Johnson, Joseph Sowabi, Samson Weah, Finda Buri Lasana, Frank Safoko. How can you call these people and say they come to endorse the president? Dixon Siebel, we name him. Frank Safoko, George Sama, Emerson Kamara, Edward Flomo, Marmu Fofana, Vincent Wede, Tabarosa Tapaweth, Ava Jones, Clarence God, Alfred Kou, Prince Topa, Grebo Brown, Augustine Che, Albert, you know Albert Che is the pro temp, Numinim Batekwa, Emmanuel Nukwe, Morris Satoma, Simon Tero, Zoe Emmanuel Peno, Zoe Peno, we can see at the end, Marshall Dennis. So Dr. Richardson, Fagon, you serve as deputy minister. Talk to us, man. I know our brother Paco went off when he come by there. I beg you, is there any new face, somebody here that you want to tell us about that? We say they will push these people and say, yeah, you got somebody new. Like Madera Cooper, Yomli Kanga Lawrence, they left and they went and said, we endorse Joseph Yima Boaka. Maybe Cummings, who left and endorsed Mr. Cummings? Correct me, Dr. Richardson. Somebody from
Besonga,
thank you. Besonga came from the blue and said, I will support Mr. Cummings. Then you say yes.
So let me say something and then
let me just you know, the last time we were talking about this endorsement issue, and when I raised the fact that those people who said they were breaking away from the NPP to endorse the Unity Party, I said those kind of things are things that we should not be encouraging in our society, especially where people are doing it because they want to self-serve. And I think that night I was a very unpopular person on his show. You know, some of you guys will say, you know, it's normal. People can cross carpet anytime for whatever reason, whether it's job and all that kind of stuff. This is one of the saddest realities of our politics. These issues. And I can bet you, all those people who did that endorsement yesterday, and I honestly, some of them did it today, right? Take this as a prophecy, which is not a prophecy because any idiot can know what I'm about to say, right? These people, most of them will lose their elections, even though they endorse the CDC. Most of them will lose. I would dare say probably 90% of them will lose. The ones who will not lose, whoever becomes president after these elections, those same people will cross carpet to that group, and that group will start cheering for them.
Lamina, your group they will cross carpet too.
What?
That your group they will cross carpet. They will cross carpet.
No, for us, we're not accept them. We won't accept them. I can assure you that we're not accept them.
I'm serious with you. Some of those people will not be able to cross carpet because they will be behind bars. It's just a fact.
If they're behind bars, for us, obviously they'll go behind bars. But the bottom line is that those same people, just the other day, you guys were euphoric because you heard that the other guy from Green Judah was about to endorse your man.
Yes.
So you were euphoric about it. Now you're condemning the same man because he's still where he's supposed to be. I mean, we have to be serious in this country. There are hundreds of thousands of people every night going to bed hungry. There are kids who do not go to school because their parents do not even have the means to take them to school. Even the public availability of public school, the people still do not have the means to put them there. Their lives and their well-being are at stake. For the rest of us who can find food to eat every day, our security is at stake in this country. And the reason our security and the lives and well-being of those people are at stake is because of these same people who can be passing around, jumping from one political party to another political party because it benefits them. Those people deserve our condemnation, our biggest and loudest condemnation of what they deserve. So we shouldn't be only one group of them and be, condemning another group of them because every time it suits them, every time it suits their bottom line. Eugene, when you are in the CDC here, after Mr. Weah came to power, look at all those young guys who left Unity Party. Some of them, the day they announced the election result, quick, they are shifted to CDC. Those kind of people have to be condemned. When somebody is changing political vehicle, that person should have a fundamental reason why they're changing political vehicle. They shouldn't be changing political vehicles because it suits their bottom line.
Yeah.
That's despicable. That's the situation that's kept
before you come
I'll just close on your point. I remember my father used to say this story. Other people who were in the Todman, who were old enough during the Todman regime, they used to say the same. They used to say the same. They had this group they called PR, which were basically spies, the public relation people or whatever they were basically spies. And the story goes that one lady went to Mr. Todman and asked him for a job. Mr. Todman said, "What kind of job you want to do?" She said, "That job that the people who can be lying on people, the PR people now, that the job I want, the people who can be lying on people." Because as far as she was concerned, that, oh, you just lie on people, they pay you money, and you don't have to do much. We have to stem this behavior out of our politics. That's the reason why some of us remain unbending in supporting Councillor Gonglo, because he's the only person that has said consistently that he will go after people for doing wrong. Eugene said, "Oh, people will be in jail." But I can bet you certain people come to power in your country, they will say, "Oh, let bygones be bygones."
I'm not saying all of them. Let's correct that.
Those
Some
are
of
not the
them will
first
be
people
in
to
jail.
ever steal. It's not the first people to ever steal.
You know
So let's
what?
just forget about it.
I will say this to you, Councillor. I beg you 10 seconds. I beg you, Dr. Richardson. And you are quite correct. And I think that's what we're going to hold the next leader, will hold their feet to the fire. Because it is true. If it's not the leader, guess what? It may be those that's around the leader. Oh, you know what? Let's just let it won't go. Let bygone be bygone. Liberia should be new. And honor that next leader. Folks need to be sent to court and therefore found guilty. If they are found guilty, they need to go to jail, because that's exactly what a new Liberia going to bring. You are right, Fagon, and you are right, Councillor Lamik Pako, because it needs to stop. They will negotiate. They will say, "My man, we're from the same county, Lofa, or we're from the same county, Maryland, or I've been knowing you. I spoke to you. You got to give me the slack." You are quite correct, and I don't think Liberian will settle for this.
And what I wanted to say, Mr. Falcon, please give me one minute. That these people look at such a bad economy, they look at such a bad healthcare system, they look at such poor schooling, they look at civil servants not getting paid, and this is under the George Weah government. And at the same time, go and endorse George Weah. So what they are saying to me is they are endorsing bad healthcare, bad school, bad economy, and all of these things that are just not good for our country. And I think Fagon, Lami, you said something, Councilor Lami, you said something the last time, maybe a while back. So I think people who are aiding and abetting, and I don't know if that's in your law, okay? People to abuse Liberian people, they shouldn't just be free. They should also be held responsible, because some of them can say, "Oh, I didn't write the bill, or I wasn't there," but you were in the legislature and you had a responsibility to at least vote no or vote yes. And if you voted yes for this bogus budget that doesn't meet the needs of Liberian people, then you are also guilty. You are also guilty. So I mean, they should be held liable for the suffering of Liberian people. So Eugene, you want to go forward then?
Well, first, let me give Lami two corrections quickly, and I hope he sees it from that angle. The first correction here is that the Constitution allows for freedom of association. So people have the right to freely associate politically, and it's strictly political. What I'm saying is within the Constitution. Now, the point I have is that Lami herself came from Friends of Bromskin, Liberty Party. Now see where Lami is today. No one will say, "I'm going to support this party." And if the party decides to veer off the path of being liberal and go towards conservatism and you don't support it, you have the right to move and go to a liberal party. If, for instance, I supported the CDC. What got me annoyed? I'm here, and we promised the people to be honest and truthful to them. And I went to talk about a vaccine. And it was like I got in trouble. But everything I said about the vaccine was true. And I knew that our people were dying from the Delta variant. They said I was lying to the Liberian people. I misinformed. The report came from Columbia University and said that Fagon was damn right. It's the Delta variant. I told them that the Asians were coming from India on charter planes through the airport. They went to check it. They suspended the deputy bus at the airport. I told them that AstraZeneca was banned in Europe, the United States, and other areas because there were issues with it. But because they wanted to use us as guinea pig, they said that we are talking too much. Whereas if people knew that AstraZeneca could cause blood clot, like grandpa are going to eat a fufu with lamb and take that